Hi, my name is John.
And my name is Lloyd.
And we're the hosts of The Pint,
a pop culture podcast.
Lloyd, if you had to tell any of the people out there that might be listening to The Pint for the first time about anything unsavory or disconcerting we might do on the show, what would you warn them about?
Well, sometimes we drop spoilers, and sometimes we swear like motherfucking sailors.
Fuck yeah, we do. You heard it from him. You've been warned.
Listen in.
Back in 1969 in Pittsburgh at the VA hospital, there was a chemical spill, and all that stuff kind of leaked down into the morgue, and it made all the dead bodies kind of jump around as though it was alive.
What chemical?
2,4,5-trioxin, it's called.
Hey, Master, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Do you want to party?
Do you want to party? Yeah, let's party time.
Let's fucking party.
Yeah.
July 2026. Totally bitchin' 80s. The Rad Return. We're talking all 80s all month. And it's July 3rd today, Manster.
It is July 3rd.
And July 3rd is a very important day in history. In 1985, something very big happened. And we're going to talk about that event today. Let's talk about 1985's The Return of the Living Dead.
ROTLD.
That's it. My name is John.
My name is Lloyd.
And this is Sheriff Mike.
I'm Tommy.
And we're gathering together to talk about what I think we could all agree on without spoiling our thoughts on it is one of the most influential horror movies ever. And this episode is dropping on the day and date that this movie opens up with. We're starting July off with a bang. I've been wanting to do this one for a couple years. And I want to say before we even start talking about this, is that I'm a latecomer to this movie. The Manster, since I've known him, has been wearing T-shirts that say Brains with Tarman on them, and he's been a big fan of this movie, and I had never seen it before. Sheriff Mike here and Scary Larry showed it, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It was a while ago.
It was a while.
Got to see it for the first time ever in a movie theater, and
that's a place to be.
And I was so looking forward to what you thought of it.
Yeah. And it, let's just say it didn't let down. But, Tommy, you've seen this movie before, correct?
A ton, yeah.
Ton of times, okay. Look, let's just get right at it. We all love this movie. I know we don't normally do this, but we're dropping a special episode. We'll give our rating at the end, that's fair. But, we're not trying to be coy about it. We're all big fans. So, Manster, tell us about the production of Return of the Living Dead.
Well, Return of the Living Dead was released on August 16th, 1985. I don't remember if I saw it on that day, but I saw it in the movie theaters in 1985. Screenplay and directed by Dan O'Bannon in his directorial debut. I'm not sure how many he did. It wasn't a lot, right?
I don't think a lot. He's more of a writer than a director.
He's more of a writer.
Yeah.
So let me give you some of the stuff he's been involved with. Alien. Blue Thunder. We did Blue Thunder.
We did do Blue Thunder, and I just
Thunder.
bought the 4K Arrow release of Blue Thunder.
That's so you can pause it on that scene when that lady's doing naked stretches.
100%. The only reason.
Yeah,
Literally the only reason.
Life Force. More naked ladies. Total Recall. The Return of the Living Dead, obviously. Alien v Predator. He did this story.
Well, I think he gets credit for that for
Writing Alien,
for creating Alien.
That's not real.
He also did stories for Heavy Metal. Do you guys like that movie? Back in the day,
I remember.
animated.
I remember my father watching that on HBO when I was a kid. I've never seen it as an adult and in its entirety, so I can't say yes to that. Tommy, you ever see Heavy Metal?
Big blind spot for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I used to own that movie. I don't know where it is anymore. But
what about you guys for the comics? Because that was the place to see sci-fi.
Metal Hurlant, right?
Yes, yeah.
yeah,
No, I've never read an issue of Heavy Metal, admittedly.
yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the art, amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
I do know that maybe 10 years ago, Grant Morrison, Scottish comic book writer, was the editor of Heavy Metal for a short period of time, I believe.
Okay.
But, and I think my local comic store at that time, maybe started bringing it in because I think they thought that might bring more people into it. But no, I've never read it.
That's where they had the first comic version of Alien, because they did the comic version of it in Heavy Metal.
So I take that back. I've never read an actual issue of Heavy Metal, but we did an episode on the Alien
version. Yeah.
the version of Alien that was done by Walt Simonson. Yeah.
Yep.
And one other thing, he worked on a movie called Star Wars.
Who, Dan O'Bannon?
Yep. Computer animation, graphic displays, miniatures, and
Oh, okay.
optical effects.
Seems like everybody worked on Star Wars.
Yeah.
You were around the UK in the 70s.
Everyone.
Yeah.
He was probably running around Doug Trumbull's legs.
And only George Lucas gets credit.
Yeah.
I get everything. What?
Right. All right. So the story by three guys: Rudy Ritchie, who did The Affair, 1971, Devil, and Sam Silverstein, and The Liberation of Cherry Jankowski. We've all seen that. Right?
Hundreds of times.
Yeah, me too.
Hundreds.
John Russo, also Night of the Living Dead, The Affair, and The Liberation of Cherry Jankowski. And a lot of more dead stuff. And then Russell Streiner, who's only done The Return. That's it.
And I think it's important to point out, too, Mike, you might know the whole history behind this, but the Living Dead versus Dead and the lawsuit behind that, right? John Russo co-wrote the original Night of the Living Dead, but then there was some kind of break-off with him and George Romero, and in it, Russo took the Living Dead title, so that's why this is the Return of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead is obviously the one they worked on together, and then all of the sequels to Night of the Living Dead are just blank of the dead, right?
Right.
Yes, and that's also why he went back and he produced the new version, the '90s version of, just so that he can get that back. Even
Okay.
the original
So
movie.
Romero, yeah.
Yeah.
But Living Dead's the better title than just The Dead.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, for sure. So this film is known for introducing some popular zombie tropes, right? Zombies specifically eating brains.
Yep.
That was from here. And I might have written this wrong. Zombies being vulnerable to a gunshot to the head.
Well, they're vulnerable to head stuff, but
stuff.
like you can't kill
But
them.
you
that
can't
way.
kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's really
Yeah.
the more important thing. Is
Yeah.
you can't. They're unkillable.
Except for fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuclear explosion. It spawned 4 sequels, with a 5th one currently in development, apparently.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be a remake or a reboot or something.
Yeah, so you've got Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which actually includes 2 of the same actors, which I kind of enjoy that. Return of the Living Dead 3, which we just recently did.
Last week, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
With a emo zombie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hot Topic Zombie.
A Hot Topic
Doesn't-
zombie.
And doesn't that one have a Michael Jackson zombie?
I don't remember. No, the Michael Jackson Zombies at the end of part 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Then Return of the Living Dead, Necropolis.
Oh.
That was like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. And then there was a R-rated version released on DVD. And it originally had the number 4, but then it was removed prior to release. After Necropolis came Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave. Also Sci-Fi
Jesus.
Channel, and then went to DVD. And also this one also had a 5, but it was removed. And then you've got Return of the Living Dead 2026.
Yeah, that's coming out Christmas time this year, I think.
Yeah.
It takes place during Christmas.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, the teaser was just a zombie like carrying a Christmas tree or something like that.
Okay. All right.
Yep. It's supposed to be 18 months after the events of the original film.
Okay.
All right.
Better late than never.
Yeah, it's pushed back, like you said, 2026. Then Trash's Revenge, which is to be announced date. So another separate Return of the Living Dead sequel.
Linnea quickly trying to get a
Yeah,
quick
it's
buck.
a crowdfunding page and, that kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
The film is supposed to star Leanna Quigley, who's going to play Trash.
Throw a little makeup on her.
Yeah, apparently. We'll see. A lot of computer-generated imagery stuff.
CGI Linnea quickly.
And then there's a documentary film, which I've never even heard of before, called More Brains, A Return to the Living Dead.
It's on the 4K, I think.
2011.
Yeah, it's probably like a DVD special
Yeah.
feature.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have that. I got to get that. So, like you said before, there was a dispute between John Russo and George Romero how to handle the sequels from Night of the Living Dead, 1968. So they reached a settlement where, like you said, Romero sequels would be referred to as dead movies, and Russo's would be Living Dead. and each guy could do whatever he wanted, and it would be canon. So Russo wrote a horror novel, Return of the Living Dead, which he planned on adapting to the film script. And the film rights were obtained by Tobe Hooper, and Russo wrote the script, and Hooper dropped out of the project, and nothing ever came of it. So following Hooper's departure, Russo and Dan O'Bannon wrote a new script and adapted it to a novel. Okay? And that's what we get, I guess. And then in this, we'll probably talk about it, but they refer to the actual movie and explain that what the true events were of that movie.
Right.
Of the 68 movie. Then just a few notes. So the Darrow Company's 2,4,5 trioxin chemical, I wrote it wrong here, is basically based on Dow Chemicals defoliant 2,4,5-T, which is like basically Agent Orange.
Okay.
So that's what it's based on, used by the U.S. military in Vietnam. The zombie extras were given a financial bonus to actually eat real calf brains. Which Dan O'Bannon actually said, hey, look, you can do this, and he did it himself to sort of say,
right.
look, I'm with you.
Must have been Rudolph's Crohn's disease.
Yeah. The promotional tagline, they're back from the grave and ready to party. Anybody know who created that line?
No.
Matt Groening.
Really?
Yeah. Creator of The Simpsons. Yep.
That's awesome.
And Tarman, which you may get into with the cast, Alan Troutman, was a puppeteer, and he trained with Jim Henson.
Okay, I did not.
So
I didn't mention him. I skipped over Tarman.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's got those herky-jerky moves,
Yeah.
and he shambles around, and he does such a great job of it. So it was filmed between July 9th, 1984 to August 18th, 1984 in Los Angeles. So the Uneeda Medical Supply was there. The Resurrection Cemetery was there. And then Louisville, Kentucky, there were some exterior shots. And then Palos Verdes Peninsula in California was Colonel Glover's house, where he launches the missile. And then in Burbank, California, was just basically interior sets, warehouse, crematorium stuff. All built inside an empty warehouse. And the music, basically, it's got a great punk soundtrack. Probably one of the best horror soundtracks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in my opinion.
Out of the
Anyway.
vinyl.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, basically you get, I'm saying basically a whole lot. You get a snapshot of 1980s LA punk rock, death rock, psychobilly, that kind of stuff, featuring the Cramps, 45 Grave, T-Sol, The Damned, The Flesh Eaters, the Rocky Erickson, and SSQ.
Yeah, great stuff. And
Really good stuff.
even though it's the end of the movie, I'll jump ahead to it. But that final drop of the body coming out of the grave, and then the skeleton's face, and then going back to it to end the movie.
Yeah.
To Do You Want to Party? Is just awesome.
It's
And
like, and it wasn't really what he wanted. He thought the skeleton was too skeletal. He wanted more zombies.
It's
It's so much
great.
fun. It leaves
Yeah.
you on such a high note where you're
Yeah.
like, this is a party I just
I
watched.
remember seeing that when Mike and Larry showed it, and it ending like that, and just remembering that feeling of like, oh fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah. And that's it for production. Let's get to the cast.
All right, let's talk about who's in this thing.
Hey, who the fuck are you? Huh? Who the fuck are you?
Clu Gulager. That's a name you don't want to say more than fucking twice ever in a row. Plays Burt Wilson. He is the owner of Uneeda Medical Supply. He was in The Last Picture Show. He was in the films Feast 1 through 3 that his son directed. Those were, I think it was Project Greenlight. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck had that company, and they had a documentary about making a movie. They made the first one, then they made the next two. The first one's actually not bad. I've never seen the other two. And he is the father in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. He thinks his son is a heroin addict or on drugs, yet meanwhile he's just gay. And the family bird explodes, and he blames it on it being too hot in the house. It's a good time.
It's 90 degrees in here.
It's 90 degrees in here. James Karen plays Frank Johnson, the manager of Uneeda Medical Supply. Frank Johnson, the most fucking insane hyper character of all time.
amazing over the top performance.
Yes, yeah. He is
The
very,
brains.
he is,
I hit the fucking brain.
he's out of it. He's fucking out of it. He was the pitch man for Pathmark, a Northeast grocery store chain from the 70s to 90s. He was also the boss on 8 is Enough. He was in the film Wall Street, and he was in Poltergeist. He didn't move the goddamn bodies. Don Calfa plays Ernie Katzenbrunner, who is a secret fucking Nazi, right, Tommy?
Yeah, whole thing.
Yeah, he is. We'll get into it, but he's a secret Nazi. He's an escaped Nazi. He was in Steven Spielberg's 1941. He was in Weekend at Bernie's, and he was in the Eddie Murphy remake of Dr. Dolittle. Tom Matthews plays Freddie Hanscom. Tom Matthews, very nice guy. Me and Tommy and Mike had a chance to meet a lot of these folks. They had almost the whole cast last year at CT Horror Fest. Some very cool people. Yes. He is the third actor in 3 movies to play Tommy Jarvis, the last actor in Friday the 13th Part 6. He's done a couple of those fan-made movies.
Never Hike Alone.
Never Hike Alone 1 and 2 as Tommy Jarvis. We talked about those on the Pint years ago when we were doing all these, like his live streams. He was also in Return of the Living Dead Part 2, as the Manster had mentioned. He plays a totally different character. And he was in, I love the title of this movie. He was in the sequel to the Van Damme film Kickboxer. He was in Kickboxer 4, The Aggressor. I don't know if he's the kickboxer. I don't know if he's the aggressor. I don't know. Miguel A. Nunez plays Spider, another really cool guy. Joanna Man. Yeah. He was the lead in one thing probably ever in Joanna Man. He was in Friday the 13th Part 5. He plays Demon. He's got to take a shit because of that burrito. And he was in Street Fighter, the Van Damme movie as well. Yeah. I've never seen that one. So John Philbin plays Chuck. Chuck is the guy who cannot get laid with a fistful of 20s in a whorehouse. He is mostly a surf instructor for actors. So when there's a movie where there's going to be surfing involved, the companies hire him out to teach people because he is a surfer. He was in Point Break. He plays one of the ex-presidents, the bank robbers. He was in Tombstone. And when I read this movie, I went, holy shit, I used to watch that with my friends a lot when I was a kid. I haven't seen it since. Surfing movie called North Shore from the late 80s. Oh. This kid, like California kid, moves to Hawaii and he's an outsider, but he's a great surfer. You know that story, right? Yeah. Tommy, you've probably seen Airborne.
No.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like Airborne, except for with not rollerblading, surfing.
Okay, yeah.
Linnea Quigley plays Trash. Trash is taking her clothes off again. She was in Silent Night, Deadly Night. She was in Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. She was in Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bowl-O-Rama.
There's a Bowl-O-Rama right down the street.
Yeah, she is one of those 80s scream queens. She was also there, also very nice. And then the last one I have here is Jonathan Terry plays Colonel Glover, who is a military colonel who lives in this really weird mansion house.
I have secluded.
I have 2 questions I'm going to ask you 2 guys about this character. He was also in Corvette Summer with Mark Hamill.
Ooh.
He was in Return of the Living Dead Part 2. He comes back as that same character. And he's in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Now, the 2 questions I have. Mike, I'm going to ask you first.
Okay.
Is that woman his wife or mother?
I believe that's supposed to be his wife.
Okay. Do you agree that it looks to be an age disparity there? No?
No, I think they look age appropriate.
Do you really? I felt like she looked quite a bit older than him.
Yeah. Well, he looks old too.
Yeah.
I didn't think he looked that old.
I mean, he looked better than her. I don't think though. Yeah, that was his wife.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's just.
That was my assumption.
I mean, she has to live with him, and he's just the grumpiest dick.
He is.
Pork chops had that for dinner or lunch already.
Yeah, no. See, that's the question I was going to ask you, Tommy.
Yeah.
It was not pork chops. It was lamb chops.
Yeah,
have you ever had lamb chops for lunch?
No.
Lamb chops.
Aggressive.
That's a dinner fucking food.
Yeah.
You know? And this guy comes home and he can't eat lamb chops for dinner. His wife is lovingly prepared because he went for lunch and got lamb chops? Bullshit. Yeah. You're a fucking liar. Nobody's ever eaten lamb chops.
I totally didn't even make that sort of connection.
Who eats lamb chops for lunch? That's a psychopath move.
Yeah.
That's a psychopath move. All right, Manster, why don't you walk us into this one?
Yeah, so on July 3rd, 1984, at the Unita Medical Supply Warehouse in Louisville, Kentucky, supervisor, warehouse manager Frank is trying to impress, his new employee, Freddie, and showing him the ropes of this place and showing him around, showing him skeletons. Meanwhile, his boss Bert leaves them to work, and they just go through some routine stuff. They put a skeleton in a crate. They cover it with whatever, those popcorn things.
The popcorn things is one
Yeah.
thing, but do they actually call like hay Excelsior?
That's what he does. Yeah.
He
Yes.
calls it Excelsior.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, that's a word I've never would have put to that.
There's that, and then why did you change? This was my question. Why do you put Excelsior on the bottom, and now you put styrofoam
I
peanuts
wondered
on
the same
top?
thing. Why wouldn't you just put hay over the whole fucking thing?
I don't know. Some reason.
Yeah.
But I like him. He's got a fun, jokey demeanor, and the two of them just have a really good rapport together. And he's like the older boss guy trying to impress this young kid.
Yeah.
And I think it works. It works really well because Freddy he's like into everything. Everything he says, he like believes.
He's eating it up.
Yeah, he's totally eating it up. Oh no, yeah, these skeletons come from India. All skeletons come from India. It's like, really?
But somebody's like, why? He's like, well, I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But that's
they
not
all-
the good question. The good question is, why do they all have perfect teeth?
Perfect teeth. Yeah. Have you ever met anybody in your life who died with a mouthful of perfect teeth?
Right.
I don't think so.
No
Yeah.
way. Yeah, and then he shows them the split dogs and the fresh cadavers, one of them which is hanging on a meat hook.
It's not hanging by a meat hook. It's hanging by one of those claw machine
It's like a
claws.
clamp. Yeah, it's a clamp hook.
It's just hanging there like by
In his
pincers
ears or
on in
whatever.
his ears. Yeah.
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 And why is it so yellow?
I don't know. I had that same question.
Yeah.
The yellow is kind of throws
Formaldehyde,
me.
maybe?
Maybe.
It's supposed to be?
Peroxide or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
And it's all building. So I gotta say, this movie's pretty tight, and everything that you see comes back.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
You
all set building.
Yeah, it's all
absolutely.
everything. So it's pretty tight in that sense.
So they go back to the office, Tommy, and they start having discussions about what is the weirdest thing, Frank, that you've ever seen here before.
He said we had some like bodies downstairs from a tank that came off a military shipment. He's
Yeah.
like, you ever see that movie Night of the Living Dead? He's like, yeah. Well, that's what we have it down in the basement right there. So they told the filmmaker, you got to fudge some details. We're going to sue the pants off you. So he changed around some details, and then here it has it.
Yep.
Typical government fuck up.
And then he's telling them the story, and it's very like
He's getting so
Animated.
And he's like talking really low.
Yeah.
He's like, and they ended up here.
Yeah.
Right?
This trioxin, 2,4,5 trioxin, they use it to put on weed and marijuana plants. And he's telling them the whole story. So he says, are these things really here? Yeah, let's go. Let's go downstairs. They head downstairs, and we see this gigantic green barrel, and immediately, this is another weird part of this movie. He sprays the glass cleaner on it and then uses the whole roll.
The whole roll.
of towel to wipe it down. Like, now you left it on the roll. That's dirty. That's not gonna. That's gross. That's not gonna help anybody. But Mike, he's explained to him, and what do we see inside this barrel?
So there's like 5 or 6 barrels there, and there's a kind of cone cover that he flips back. And when he washes off the dirty glass, we see that there is the face of a dead face pressed against the glass.
Yep.
And he's telling, is this his nephew? I don't know. But he's telling him that these were the actual animated dead from the original True Story movie. And the Army put them together. And the Army Corps of Engineers made an amazing barrel to hold them together. And here they are. And we've had them in these basement for years.
And to show him how good the Army Corps of Engineers barrel is,
Right.
he gives it a good old ass slap. And as he does it, the music starts and
Right.
it cracks open and it
Breaks the seal and
spits
releases the
out
gas.
all the gas.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anybody get up sweatier than these two guys after getting gassed out.
It's great little makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest effects in this movie is after the gas comes out, after they get hit and they pass out and go down, we get the credits and we see from above the corpse that's inside the barrel, but it's like it's melting away. It's like
Melting.
Well, because the glass cracks, and so the oxygen is making it decompose.
right.
Yeah.
We see it right there. It's just
It's
decomposing.
a great visual.
It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. We get the Return of the Living Dead across the screen.
During this, somewhere in the middle of all this, you meet this group of punk rockers.
Right.
Who are out there.
Yeah. The Louisville, Kentucky punk rock scene.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
big, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Freddy's friends. They're talking about how Freddy has gotten a job, how lame they all think it is. Freddy's girlfriend clearly is very dedicated to him, you know.
She's not part of the group. Like,
No, she's not.
Right.
Yeah, she's
But
not.
she hangs with him, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's confusing.
And she, you know, they're all like, well, Freddy will know where the party is. Like, Freddy's the party guy. He
Yeah.
plans the party. But Freddy's working till 10 o'clock, and how fucking lame is that? I also like the fact that, like, when we do eventually meet Suicide, it's just they use him for his car.
Oh, right, yeah, he comes in
yeah.
later.
And
yeah.
he is just, like, all about that. He's like, you guys never call me unless you have somewhere you need to go.
Yeah.
You know, I love the fact that, like, he knows that he's, like,
the bitch of the group.
he's the bitch
Yeah.
of the group, even though he's, like, not the bitch necessarily.
yeah.
Yeah, so we get these characters. There's just about 6 of them or so, and we go back and our 2 characters pick themselves up off the ground, and this is the immediate start of Frank panicking for the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
We got 10 good minutes of Frank not panicking, and now we're going to have about another hour of Frank completely panicking. What does he decide they have to do, Mike?
Well, they have to call Bert.
Yes.
So Bert, we gotta let Bert know what happened. Bert
Just-
will know what to do.
he puts the phone down. He does his hair.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he has like the darkest eyes at that point, like just dark circles, sweaty as fuck.
And he's screaming. Now he's screaming at the kid because the kid's like,
Right.
What? This is fucked up. We should call the cops. He's like, no.
He's
We're gonna
doing
call
typical.
Bert.
He's doing typical boss bullshit where the kid is like concerned about what happened, and he's like, you know,
Got to cover it up.
Play it down.
yeah, he's like, if you want to keep this job, and he's like, keep this job. We just got blasted with Trioxin 245. I'm not really too worried about the job right now, but
It's the
Manster.
same as Annie Wilkes. Slipped away.
Yeah. So Manster, they start to hear a little bit of a yipping coming from the other
Oh
room.
God, yeah, yeah. So he hears a little yipping, and they're walking around, and sure enough, they have split dogs. You know, as part of their medical supplies. You know, they provide to probably like medical colleges and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
those there's a dog laying. He's on a base, like on a wooden base, but it looks like he's laying flat against the ground, right? So it's just a half a dog, and he's yipping away, but, this is a dead dog, been dead for years. And he's just yipping away, and Frank starts freaking out. Freddy starts freaking out. Frank grabs a sledgehammer, and he just starts pounding this
The dog just yipping. There's like moving butterflies too in the background.
Yeah.
The butterflies are awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
the dead butterflies pinned on a board.
There's other
yeah.
dogs on the counters too, and they're all yipping away. Shit, is that when they hear the rumbling on the door
The
too?
door.
Yeah. Of the cadaver.
The cadaver banging on the
And they know
fridge.
right away, right, Tommy? They're
Yeah.
like, oh, shit.
Like, oh fuck.
So, Tommy, how do they decide they're going to take care of that?
So basically, this is the point when Clue Gallagher shows up and Bert shows up, and then you get a whole idea of like how that's work in the movie. And they're like, okay, well, you should take out the head.
Right.
So they open up the door, and pretty much Clue Gallagher also is like, why don't you do this, Tom Matthews, instead? Why don't you do this instead? Like, I'm going to sit here from the back. He's like, oh, okay, opens up the door. They try and get it. The cadaver's screaming its head off in such a comedic way.
And goes
How
right
were they
for
gonna?
Bert.
They had the axe pick at
Yeah,
that
they're
point,
the axe pick they take out. Yeah.
and Frank was gonna get him. Yeah.
And Frank like hits him in the head, and it's screaming even more, and they're all panicking.
Well, he
Bert's-
runs right after
He
Clue
runs-
Gallagher.
he runs right after
Straight to
Bert.
Clue- or
Yeah.
Bert.
He tackles Bert. They're rolling around, and then finally he gets out from under it. He picks up the pick. They hold him down, and he puts the pick right through the head.
Dead nuts right through it. It's like a
yeah,
perfect
yeah.
shot.
Still not dead. It's still not dead. So then they go to the
That's
next.
how it worked in the movie, though.
Right. Next logical scene your next logical thing you would do, right, Tom, is saw the head off.
Yeah, of course.
They saw the head off. Unfortunately, that doesn't work either.
Right. The body stands up.
The body stands up, goes after them, and they decide that they have to cut this thing up and figure out what to do. Now, as Manster, so now we're going to go over to the outside and go to our military presence, the Colonel Glover. He's come home from a long day colonelling, and his wife / possible mother, I'm still on the fence about this, is lighting candles at the dinner table and tells him, like, we're having lamb chops for dinner tonight.
What a lovely dinner to make for your husband.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
And he tells her, yeah, I've already had it.
She had a gourmet lunch.
I had a gourmet lunch today. Yeah, it's Tuesday, Gourmet Lunch Tuesday. Mike, what is Colonel Glover's posting? He's in California, right?
Well, so he has to go in and open up a cabinet, use a super awesome 80s computer to tell headquarters that he's home and he's ready, and he's bitching to the wife that, I gotta work, and she's like, oh, you always have to work, and he's like, I have to be available 24/7, hinting that he's been looking for all these missing barrels of dead people
for 19 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they know that, if it ever gets opened, it's going to start another pandemic or problem. And so that's his job to 24/7 be ready to handle it.
Right.
And so he's unhappy about dinner. He gets himself a glass of scotch and unhappily sits down with the wife after checking in.
So we check back in with the punks, and they're going to wait for Freddy to get out of work.
Why does he work till 10? Why do you work in a warehouse till 10?
Yeah, what do they need at 10 o'clock in there?
He's training, man. He's training.
Who's picking up like split dogs at like 9 o'clock?
Yeah, I don't know. Tommy, do you have any need for a yellow cadaver at 9 p.m. hour?
Yeah, that's why I need a 9:30.
Yeah. 9:30. Tom's like, shit, I'm late to pick up my yellow cadaver.
Too late now.
So they were going to wait for him, but Manster, they decided to wait for him where?
They wait for him. So they're whining. They're driving around. Suicide is complaining that they only use him for when they need him to drive and shit. He's misunderstood, and they see a graveyard and they think it's cool. And Trash is hanging out. Of course, she wants to go in a graveyard.
Let's do
She's
that.
obsessed. Yeah, that's exactly how she says it. She's obsessed with death. She asked Spider if he ever fantasizes about being killed violently.
Yeah.
Right?
She's like getting like horny and like worked up while she's saying
Yeah,
that.
she's like rubbing herself.
And Spider's just like, what? No, I don't want to fucking think about that.
Yeah. No way. What's the most horrible way to die? So then she tells him that her death fantasy is to be like surrounded by old men who are like biting her and eating her alive.
Yeah. And then she does the next logical
she's
thing.
so fucking horny. She gets up and she rips off her clothes and she jumps up on this big square gravestone. I don't know what that is, but
just starts fucking dancing.
Yeah.
And then you hear in the background, it's probably the nerdy
Chuck.
kid, Chuck, going, "We're gonna need some light over here."
Trash take off her clothes again.
Trash is naked again.
You have to imagine that's something she does every single time they hang out.
Yeah, that's why they hang out with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
So one thing I want to mention, I was doing a lot of reading about this. So when she first did the movie, the executives were there that day, or when she first did the naked dance, and the guys, whoever it was like, "No, we can't do that." She was totally naked and full bush. It's like we can't do that. You can't show pubic hair on.
Is that
on
why she's
TV.
bald?
Yeah. So they sent her away to shave. And she came in, and according to Leanna Quigley, that was the most embarrassing part. Because back then, you didn't shave. So she looked like
I've never really thought about this before, but she is like the fucking trendsetter for bald puss. Like,
right.
Well, but
So-
that's not even that.
So she gets up there and does a dance, and then the executive goes, no, this is way worse. You can see every detail. We cannot show this.
they make her wear a merkin.
So she
Yes.
wears a merkin.
Oh, okay. Because I thought
So that's why she's perfectly Barbie smooth.
Yeah.
So that's
okay.
what that is. And, she had to pee a lot, and so they always had to reapply it. And
Tommy, did you know about the merkin?
Yeah, I knew about the
I
American.
didn't know about the merkin.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
If you told Leanna Quigley that you loved her smooth snatch,
no, I certainly didn't do that.
You feel like that had to happen at a horror fest for her once. Like,
Oh, I'm sure. Or someone brought a merkin for her to sign.
you saw my Merkin.
she plays into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Some other people hate it, but she really plays into it. She's selling those pictures.
Yeah, you can get her autograph like a nude picture of herself at a horror convention.
Wow.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie, and it goes back to the Suicide character, is that Suicide is like really a fucking punk.
Yeah.
Because first thing, he tells her to have some respect for herself when she's like nudging up on him. She's like all, have some respect for the lifestyle or whatever he says.
Have respect for the dead.
For the dead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Have respect for the dead. But then he also has the famous line, Tommy, about this isn't right.
This isn't a costume. This is a way of life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's part of the gag, right? Because he's crying about being a punk.
Right.
And there's this hot chick literally hanging on him.
Yeah.
I like that scene quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I love that
the-
for no reason he has a chain from his ear to his lip.
Yes.
It's just, and it's a monster chain.
That's
too.
punk rock, dude.
And it's also insane that that's not used in a horror scene. Like, that doesn't get ripped out of him or anything.
Yeah, you're right.
true.
You're right.
Have some respect for the dead.
Have some respect for the dead, right? I'm sorry. I forgot that's what he said.
Yeah.
So they're out there doing that. Colonel Glover is stuffed with lamb chops at home, looking for the barrels. We go back in, and they have now cut the body up of the cadaver, which is now squiggling everywhere. They've got it in separate garbage bags. And Bert has to try to figure out how to get rid of these things. What's his answer, Mike?
He looks out the window and he says, Ernie's still up. So the other guys ask what's going on. He says, oh, I've known Ernie for 25 years. He's going to hook me up. So they run across the street.
Bert and Ernie.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. I guess I never even thought about that.
So they run across the street. We meet Ernie, white-haired guy working on a fucked up cadaver with like Nazi pistol on his side.
What's he listening to? He's
Like
listening
German,
to
like, march music.
He's
Yeah,
listening
German.
to some kind of like fucking march music. Yeah.
Yeah, on his Walkman, his 80s Walkman. And they come in and Bert's, starts playing up to him, hey, we've been buddies forever. Can you do me a big favor? And Ernie's like, you can tell something's fucked up. And so he's, okay. And they convince, first they say there are rabid weasels,
Rabid weasels.
in these bags, and that's why they're moving.
The bags are shaking.
And I find this to be one of the most ironic lines in the movie, if we're to believe that he was a Nazi, where he says, can we use your crematorium to burn these rabid weasels? And he says, that's cruel.
Yeah.
He's like,
He just whips his pistol out.
yeah, he's like,
I'll just take my back and shoot him.
Yeah.
so we got a lot of the interplay between them now, where they're going back and forth about it being rabid weasels. And then what is the next thing he said? That he gives them one more lie before he tells them the truth, right? It's something else like, I can't remember what he says next. But then he's like, look, I got to tell you. And this is what it is. And I think they don't even show the scene where he explains it to them, right? I think we kind of break away.
Well, he takes an arm out.
Yeah.
Right.
He takes out an arm, and the arm is
Rips,
still...
like,
grabs
Ernie's
his leg.
like, suit or whatever, or pants.
Well, another great scene in this movie is the arm rips Ernie's like tracksuit pants.
Yeah.
And then we get like a 15-second scene of him just cutting it
Yes.
even. Why? Like I thought I love this movie, but why?
Yeah, but I love that.
Yeah.
Because we kind of just stop the action for him to cut one half off, and then he goes and cuts the other
He's
half.
like explain the scene, and he's like cuts it off. He's like, all right, we're burning these fucking bodies.
Yeah.
And for the plot in the background, Frank and Freddie now look even shittier. They're pale, sweating.
I'm not
and they're
feeling so
freaking out.
good.
Eyes are much darker now.
Yeah. Ernie decides to let them use the cremation room. They go there. Bert is asking a million questions, like, is it going to work the first time? Well, the heart, we got to burn everything, and I will turn it up for the heart. And there can't even be ashes left over. I'll burn the ashes. Like, let's just do this. So they do. They pull out this like huge tray and they throw everything on there, and everything's flapping around. And he shuts it and he turns everything up, and we get that like great shot of the smoke coming out of the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we get the next shot, which is a combination of two things happening. We see the chimney, and the chimney starts to billow out this yellow putrid smoke. And then we also get rain and supernatural lightning.
Yeah,
Immediately.
Yeah, like the most supernatural, not real lightning ever.
Like someone really scratched the film just to get the lightning.
Yeah. And it starts to rain down on the graveyard, which is right next door to Unita. Meanwhile, the punks are out there, and Trash is completely naked, and they're getting pelted by this rain that they're noticing is like caustic. It's burning them. And they run back out to the car for cover. And is this where we first see, do we see the bit where we see the rain going down?
Yeah,
down?
the rain goes into someone's coffin.
Yes.
The coffin starts to move.
Yep.
And in the meantime, I think Tina has like left the group and kind of broken into the warehouse.
She's gone in the warehouse to find Freddy.
Yep.
Right. There's a joke. Well, not a joke. There's a scene early on where, and it's going to come into play, where Frank tells Freddy to watch out for the third step down. That's going to come into play with Tina.
Right.
Yep.
She goes there to find Freddy. She can't find him anywhere. She ends up going into the basement. Manster, what did she find?
Right. So in the basement, she's looking around, and out of the dark corner comes Tarman, and he looks at her. You get it for the first time, and you get that very deep guttural sound where he's like, brains. And then just, chases her around, and she locks herself in the meat locker.
Tarman uses a pulley system and chains.
He's smart. Tarman. Oh, and in the meantime, back at the crematorium, Ernie calls paramedics to come in.
Right.
Because he's concerned about Frank and Freddy.
Right. He tells them that there's been a poisoning, but he doesn't know what. Tommy, how would you describe these zombies in this movie comparatively to our normal?
Smart, intelligent, and unkillable.
Yes.
Like that's the best thing.
And fast.
And fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
they run everywhere. They know what they're doing. They can speak like perfect English.
Yes. Yep.
And brain hungry.
Yes. Yeah. Very brain hungry.
Hungry.
And we find out a little bit later, but let's just bring it up now. Why are they satiated by brains?
It stops the pain of dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pain of being dead is only numbed by eating brains.
And
Yes.
they don't care about anything else. They're not like other zombies that'll eat every part. They waste their food. They don't
Right.
eat the brains.
They're just going for the head.
Yeah.
So the punks are in the car, keeping cover from the acid rain. Trash is naked for the rest of this movie. Let's just say this now.
Yeah.
She asked for a towel at one point. They're like, there are no fucking towels. Like, I think Suicide yells at her. So the car starts to leak. They got to get out of the car. They run into Unita. As they run in, they're looking for Tina.
Yeah.
Looking for Tina, and they hear her screaming downstairs. They come down the stairs, and they find Tarman.
Who had just opened the door with this elaborate police system.
Right. He just got the door open. He's just about to kill her. And Suicide is the first one through
Yeah.
like the little opening, and he walks right into getting his fucking brains eaten.
Immediately. Just
What a
takes
good
it-
scene, though, when Tarman goes to him and bites his head.
Yeah.
And that was done with puppetry, by the way. Yeah, puppetry, and then a head that he could bite into.
Yeah.
So-
It's great.
But it looks so real.
And the Tarman creature design is amazing. It's like the most iconic monster from this
oh
movie.
yeah. I got a Super 7 action figure of that one. It's very cool. So yeah, they all freak out. They all start to run up. As they're running up, this is when Tina runs through the stair, right? She
Yeah,
falls
runs
back
through the stairs, and
breaks
also
the third
Tarman says,
stair.
"More brains."
So everything is going on. Mike, what's happening in the graveyard now?
Well, so in the graveyard, we saw little hints of people coming out of the graves. So the rain and then the smoke being forced down by the rain is reanimating everybody in the graveyard. So earlier they called for an ambulance to go over to the crematorium
Yep.
for Frank and Freddie. So they go in. The ambulance drivers go in. We have a kind of funny scene because they're taking their temperature and they're checking them, and they go off to the side, and we start to get we know that something's wrong, and they come back and they're like, "You're dead."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What? I'm not dead."
You have no pulse, no heartbeat.
But you're
so
talking,
dead.
so we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
I like when he says 70 and Freddie's like, what's 70? He's like, room temperature.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, they're both freaking out. The paramedics decide that they've got to go out and get some backup or figure something out. So they go back out to their van. Answer, how does this end for the
So good.
paramedics?
This is amazing.
Yeah, so they go out to the van, unsuspecting, and the zombies just come from everywhere, from all around, and they just swarm on them. It's like that old Seinfeld episode: "Swarm, swarm."
Yeah.
It's a great reveal too when the one paramedic turns on the headlights and all of a sudden all the zombies are right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Tommy, what do you think of the zombie look like, with especially like these graveyard ones with the mud and everything?
Oh, it's amazing. It's just so like you can see the dead corpses. It almost feels like Halloween-esque. It fixed in with the campy vibe of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I got that wrong. The swarming part is the next time around.
Oh, when they bring the next people in.
that
Yeah,
was-
yeah.
Like what Tommy just said, they turn on the headlights and then you see the zombies.
Right. Well, no. What he's saying is when the first paramedic comes to the door,
Yeah.
and you see that first zombie, and they,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that's so. And then also in the meantime, Trash has been surrounded by
Abandoned.
a bunch of old men.
Yes.
Right?
They all forgot about her.
Yeah. So she got to live up to her fantasy death.
Yes. They take care of her in pretty quick order. They split up. All the punks split up. Suicide's dead now.
Right.
And now it's Tina and Spider running around, and it's Chuck and who's the other girl?
I forgot her name.
Casey.
Yeah.
Casey.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they get split up back to the crematorium and the warehouse.
And what's his name? Scuzz.
Scuzz.
Brian
yeah.
Peck.
Brian Peck. The guy that's not so cool in real
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of scuzzy, yeah.
Little friend of Brian Singer just hit it.
Yeah. If you don't know why his character's name is Scuzz, just look it up. Look it up. Yeah, so Chuck and Casey end up back at the UNITA office. They go to try to find a phone. when they go inside the room. Another great scare moment is like the zombie comes smashing through the window.
Oh, right.
And then we get about 9 different times where Casey and Chuck, like Casey tells Chuck to go fuck off because he's still being horny with her. And Spider and Tina eventually end up in the crematorium with Bert, Ernie, and the 2 guys that are dying.
And Scuzz,
Or
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
And Scuzz. So those guys meet up there. She is immediately all about Freddy. Like, oh my, and he's like dead. Like
He's like
he's-
dead.
She can even see, she's like, you look awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, they've just been told they're dead, but obviously the paramedics were like, oh, you know, we don't know how it's possible. Ernie lifts up, fucking, what's
Frank.
his name? Lifts up, no, not Frank. He lifts up
Freddy. Yeah, he picked
Yeah,
up
and you see the blood pooling.
You see the blood pooling in his
Yeah.
back, and he's like, this is rigor mortis. There's a whole scene earlier where Ernie's talking about rigor mortis and all that. So this is all going very sideways, Master. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I think so. They're beating off all the zombies through
Hell yeah.
the windows. You know, reminiscent of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
A lot of nailing and hammering and.
With a great Cran
Putting-
song going on. At the
Oh
same
yeah,
time.
yeah. I think outside we get the zombies eating the paramedics, and then the one zombie who goes into the van and he's like gets the CB radio and is like, "Send more paramedics."
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You
a
know?
good moment.
And then it works so well the first time that they do it again later in the film.
Send more cops.
Send more cops
Yeah.
the next time.
Yep.
Yeah, and so Freddy can't move. Rigor mortis is setting in. This is where another set of paramedics comes in, and everybody's like looking out the window, and
They
they're,
see it
they're
happen.
trying to say, they're like, no. But as soon as they get out, they're just swarmed.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious. And then is this where they're all fending off the zombies coming in the window, and this is where the half lady zombie.
Well, they cut her in half.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So the one lady gets Scuzz, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Scuzz?
Bites Scuzz's
He
head.
immediately
And-
dies.
Yeah, because they're fortifying the place. They're putting up boards. They're hammering nails into boards and trying to keep everything going. Because at one point, Spider even says, "How many fucking windows do you have in this place?" And Ernie's like, "No more windows." But yeah, they break through, and Scuzz gets killed like
Right.
fucking
So
immediately.
the zombie chomps down on Scuzz's head. They pull him back and pull her in half, right, while doing that.
Right.
And then they're able to capture this, half lady spine zombie,
Yeah.
right, and put her on a table wherever they do this.
Like a medical
Ernie wants-
autopsy.
It's a really cool looking puppet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ernie wants to talk to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We're gonna find out what's going on." And
Yeah.
they tie her down to the embalming table.
The spine moving is awesome.
Yeah,
It's just creepy. And yeah, he talks to her, Mike, and what does he find out?
Well, she explains fully why they eat brains. So, because as Tommy was saying, to stop the pain of being dead, that's why they're eating brains. We don't really learn any more than that, but just that's all the zombies' basic motivation. So they're running in for brains. Everybody's freaking out because he let this zombie in, but she doesn't really come back to it. Before we get just a cut to the outside to Ceciliana Quigley naked again.
Yep.
As a zombie now.
She's risen, yeah.
Zombie
Yes.
trash.
As zombie trash. Unfortunately for this guy, there's a bum just rolling his trash by. And he sees Leanna naked and is like, whoa. And then she bites his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, rips him up pretty good.
Yeah.
At what point does the Colonel get the call?
That's like towards the end of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, like right towards the end.
Okay.
They're all
So
holed up.
at this point, Frank and Freddy are starting to show signs of becoming zombies, and they get locked in the chapel.
Right. They bring them both in the chapel, lock
Right.
them in there.
But Tina doesn't want to be away from Freddy, so she goes in too.
She is a great girlfriend.
Yeah.
She is a great girlfriend. Like, she is not leaving him. He is clearly fucking dead. Yeah. And it doesn't work out for her because eventually Freddy does die in her arms. And then when he wakes up, he's just like, what does he say to her? He sounds like he's being sweet at first.
I can smell your brain.
Yeah.
He says a lot of funny stuff to her.
Yeah. Starts chasing her around the room. Eventually, they break the door down and get her out of there. And they throw. Is this where they throw acid in his eyes?
They throw acid in his
Yeah.
eyes, and meanwhile, James Carradin's character just runs away.
Correct.
Yeah, James.
slink
His
out.
character just escapes.
Yeah.
There is a small throwaway line early in the movie when Ernie is burning the
I know
bodies.
exactly what you're
When Ernie's burning the bodies, James Cameron's character Frank says, "I could operate that thing."
Yeah.
Clearly you can. Tommy, what does he do with this thing?
So James Karen basically is like, I don't want to be a zombie. So he goes inside the crematorium himself, puts him in, and basically pushes the lever, puts his weighing ring on the outside, and just lets himself burn to death.
That is, I mean, I know he's dead. I know that's a lot of balls right there.
It's a poignant scene.
yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, he's pre-praise. Taste the
Because
lever
I
off.
always wonder if he's
Yeah.
like full zombie at that point, or if he's just like still half of his humanity.
I think it's the point is supposed to be he knows,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That he still has something, and he's just like,
Well, clearly the zombies are smart, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They start formulating a plan, right? Like to go to the car.
Well, that was something they talked about for a while. It never works out because they keep looking out the window, and when the second paramedics come, they get eaten, and then the
cops come.
they
get eaten.
Right.
Send more cops.
Yeah. And then so Ernie and Tina go hide in the ceiling,
Right.
and that's when Bert is going to make a break for the car.
Yeah, right. So Bert and Spider flee with the car, but
Yeah.
they
Doesn't
don't get
work
to go
out.
as far as what they thought, and they crash into the building, right? And
Yeah, and so they're back in the warehouse.
yeah.
And this is the point where Bert says we have to call the number.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
Well-
well, first they call the cops, and they call the cops, and the police chief of whatever town, Louisville, is like, "What's going on out there?"
Right.
And that's when all of a sudden you see like Trash and a bunch of other zombies take over the cops, and Trash kills the police chief.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
Are they still in the attic at this point? Yeah, they are. They're in the attic for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
but Bert goes downstairs and he says, "Fuck it," because there's a phone down there. So they take out. That's when they fight Tarman.
Yeah. And
Takes off his
I just
yeah,
love
that's
the
another
puppetness of
great
this,
scene.
where Bert goes with the bat, and just like Tarman's like jingling around and everything like that.
Yeah, Tarman's movement is excellent. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's great, you know. And that guy was at CT Horror Fest, and he just was reading a book the whole time.
Yeah.
Because he's not like a face in the movie, I think. And I don't know if
Yeah,
people knew, but he was just I talked to him real briefly. I think I just asked him, like, you know, what it was like filming, and he was just answering me very easily, but he was clearly just there to, like,
Just read a
chill
book.
out and read a book.
Yeah.
So they call, and they get a hold, and this is where Colonel Glover, fucking full of pork chops,
Yeah.
gets a call in the middle of the night. His mom is next to him in bed. That's weird. And he says, okay. And they tell him. So he goes into another room and he has to go on an 80s computer real quick. And then he calls Kevin Hart. Was that Kevin Hart? Was that Kevin Hart's grandfather? Yeah. The kid that uses the missile, the code?
Yeah.
But he basically calls in an airstrike of some sort. This is Louisville, Kentucky. This is what's happening, and we have this relay call where all this is going on. Meanwhile, back at the crematorium, Freddy is trying to get into the ceiling.
Yeah. He's got some really good lines, too.
Yeah, he is just fucking. He's out of his mind.
I can smell your brains,
He's
Tina.
brain hungry at this point.
He is very brain hungry. And Ernie and Tina are up there, and then the rest are down. Military gentleman puts in his strike. We see a missile of some sort, a cannon, aim, and then drop what looks like a plutonium or nuclear device of some sort, a warhead, into its chamber, and then blasts off. And then we hear the
Yeah.
and we see Bert and Spider like listening, like they're like, "What was that?" And then we get the explosion, and then we cut to the next morning. It says the next morning, July
Right.
4th, 5:01 a.m., and it just kind of freeze frames on Freddy busting into the ceiling, into the attic to get Tina and Ernie. Ernie has the gun to Tina's head, right?
Right. Just in case.
Is that murder-suicide, or is he just going to kill her?
No, I
because-
think he's going to kill her to keep her from getting attacked.
Getting eaten.
That's, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever noticed that before this viewing.
Yeah.
That he's holding the gun to her head.
Yeah.
But it freezes there because everybody gets nuked out and everybody gets wiped off the fucking face of the earth.
Yeah.
And it's basically
Colonel Glover does a little it was a success. We hit a 20 block radius.
Yeah,
less than 4,000 people dead.
and by tomorrow morning, the fallout's going to be gone, which doesn't sound right at all.
No, but
even with
Takes a little longer.
Yeah, it takes a little longer. But he says, crisis averted,
Yeah.
But Tommy, what do we see happening at the very end?
Basically, at the end, you go back until you see one of the skeletons pop back up.
Yeah.
And immediately, do you want to party?
What a way to fucking
yeah,
finish
I think
it off.
they use that shot like 3 or 4 times in the movie, and
Yeah.
every time it's amazing.
Because it's raining again. So.
Yeah, it starts raining again. So yeah, like Tommy said, like we talked about earlier, that last like freeze frame on the skeleton head,
Yeah.
and that song, do you want to party?
Iconic.
Iconic for sure. All right, so that is 1985's The Return of the Living Dead here on Totally Bitchin' 80s, The Rad Return. All 80s all month long, even on the Pint Insider. Make sure to check us out on both main feed and Insider to get your 80s fix. Manster, let's talk about the box office.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Well, with a budget of $4 million, on the opening weekend, came in at number 4 that weekend at 4.4, so it made its money back in the opening weekend. Back to the Future was number 1 in its 7th week.
Wow.
7 weeks, man. Number 1. When's the last time that happened?
Never? Not never, but like not in the last like many years.
20 years.
20
at
years.
least.
Yeah.
1985, at the end of the year, Return of the Living Dead came in at number 64, 14.2 million. Number 4 that year was Rocky 4. Number 3 was Rambo First Blood Part 2. Number 2, Beverly Hills Cop. And number 1, the aforementioned Back to the Future, 190.5 million.
Jesus Christ. I saw Back to the Future like 5 times in 1985.
Yeah.
I saw it a couple times. So
Yeah,
not
you,
5,
you
but
love that movie.
It's
the first one's perfect.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, the first one is perfect.
it's 100% perfect.
Yeah.
I love the whole trilogy, but the first one is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't give me that look, Mike. Don't.
Part 3, come on.
Part 3 is the second best one. All right, we're not going to talk about it.
Look, I like the movies, but 1 is perfect.
One's
2
the
and
best,
2 and 3 are not.
No, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Let's rate this fucking thing.
Let's do it.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll. Bring the noise.
0 to 5, 0 being the worst thing ever, 5 being the best thing ever, quarter and half scale optional. Tommy Tevene, I want to know what you think of Return of the Living Dead and what you score it. But before you do, I want you to tell everybody out there about your podcast.
Yeah, so my podcast, Haven't Seen It, is a podcast where each week my co-host Tim and I watch a movie that one of us hasn't watched before. We actually covered Return of the Living Dead back in October. Tim did not like it, and that's why I'm back here.
You volunteered for this episode.
Yeah, I volunteered. I saw you post on your story. I was like, I want to be on. I didn't make any redemption.
You changed your work schedule to be here tonight.
Yeah.
Because I said to you, we're doing it live and we're going to have to do it this night. And you said, oh, fuck, I have to work.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I move things around.
I made it happen.
Yeah. Basically, I got my backup to cover tonight. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, if you could not tell, I love this movie ever since I first saw it on IFC. By the way, my podcast, you can find it also, real quick, on at Seen It Pod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And we're also on Blue Sky Pod Seen It. .bluesky.social. It's Haven't Seen It. But anyways, ever since I saw this movie on IFC at like midnight in like 8th grade or whatever, I was obsessed with it. Ever since I started using Letterboxd, this is like the second most watched movie. I've watched this like 7 or 8 times since I started logging movies there. Love this movie. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's a like party of a movie. I'm going to go 4.5 out of 5.
All right. 4.5. Master, what do you give it?
I think it's one of the most fun movie watching experiences ever. It's stupid funny, but it's not stupid. It's a perfect balance between horror and comedy, and I don't know, like some poignant scenes. You know, the scene with James Cameron going into the crematorium. I don't know, that gets me every time. Like, this guy's aware of what he's doing, and he's doing it.
He did it to himself, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't slap that fucking barrel. No matter-
It's all James Cameron's
yeah,
fault.
it's all his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, you get the brain-eating stuff and the fast zombies and all that stuff. It's great. It's full of unforgettable characters, and all the characters mesh together. You know, the punk group is really fun, and Bert and Frank and Freddie, they go together so well. Clu Gallagher, I don't know, there's something about the way he delivers his lines in this movie. It's so subtle, and it's just so perfect. He's like authoritative, and sometimes he tells them, "Oh, man up," just with all these stupid little scenes. They're great, and the practical effects are some of the most memorable. Tarman, one of the best zombies ever, probably the best zombie ever.
He is awesome.
Not to mention the half zombie lady on the table.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Being dead.
And like you said, the spine wiggling back and forth. It's got a great horror soundtrack, punk rock, and last but not least, Leanna Quigley is naked through this whole movie. And
It's a bonus.
when you're watching this movie and you're 18 years old or whatever, that's the best. And that sticks with you since forever. It's a masterpiece. I'm just going to say it's 5 out of 5.
Giving it a 5.
5 brains.
Man, start going all 5s.
Yeah, I love it. I've loved it forever.
All right, well, I'm going to jump in with 2 of our friends from Instagram. I didn't check in with the Pint Insiders this month. I threw out a quick question on Instagram. Didn't ask for a score. I just asked what you thought of it. And hold on one second. Let me find the first one here. Our buddy AJ. AJ was on the trivia episode with us. He's from Chicago. He got me Malort. He's a good dude at AJ Arzetro at 1975. He just said, what did you think of it? And he just put down, and he's a big horror guy, AJ. Never laughed so hard in his 11-year-old. I know he loves this one. And then Katie Coffin, who comes to the Strand shows, I believe, and she gave me a pretty long response, so I'm going to read that off for you. You think this is a costume? It's a way of life. It's got to be the inner monologue of every young punk ever. And I'm sure they felt that with their whole chest. Male, female, other, it didn't matter. When Trash was dancing naked in the cemetery, we all had an awakening in that moment. Return of the Living Dead taught us to never trust the government, and that if you like your job, you need to watch your tongue, which are 2 morals I carry into today. I like to use the line, I know you're in here, I could smell your brains as a litmus test for potential lovers, because 1, if they aren't just generally freaked out by that statement, they deserve a shot, and 2, if they get the reference, they are a keeper.
Yes.
Yeah, so excellent from those 2 folks over on Instagram. Thank you, Katie, and thank you, AJ. I'm going to go with you, Mike. I'm not going to go next.
All right. You started off, but we all do like this movie. It's a classic. I think it's a really great way to follow up on Night of the Living Dead and the other ones, and it's so light and fun. There's so many great gags, besides like the half dogs and the butterflies. I'll also put down, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's an eye chart on the wall.
Yes,
that says
Bert was a slave
Bert's
driver.
a slave driver.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many great gags throughout this whole movie. It's just really funny. I don't know if I would say Frank's death is quite poignant, but it's still a great idea to have in there. And a great way to kick off. The sequel's not so great, but I'm going to give this 4.25.
Okay. All right. Leaves it up to me. I do love this movie. I feel like I like the first half more than the second half of this movie. When you start getting into like the zombie stuff and them running around and everything, it's excellent. But I feel like there's more like little character moments and more interesting things happening in maybe the first half. On my end, you get the punks more a little bit, but that's not a come down on this movie. It's just I can't give it a 5, but I can give it a 4.75.
Right.
It is as close to a 5 as I can get. It's fun. It's funny. It's got memorable lines. It's got a great soundtrack, right? And it's very memorable. Like the first time I saw this, I remember immediately thinking, here's a movie that I wish I had seen when I was fucking 10 or 12 or 15. Like, and I've had that experience doing this podcast for many, many episodes where we see something and I go, fuck, man, I really got to that too late. And, only having seen this for the first time within the last 10 years, 8 years or whatever it was, I went, damn, man, this is one that I wish I had like kind of grown up with. But, that's also the great thing about getting to see things. You get to carry them on with you. The zombie stuff is fantastic. The effects are fantastic. The violence is great. The puppetry work, all the, practical effects stuff is incredible. Again, this is all practical stuff, 1985. And it's just a lot of fun. And Trash is naked for just about the whole movie.
Yeah.
So, if you're into that, then good for you. And, it's a little bit of eye candy. But yeah, I'm going to go 4.75. Return of the Living Dead is one of the movies that I watch every year. I try to watch it on July 3rd every year.
Same.
I watched it in the middle of June this year to record this episode. I probably will watch it on July 3rd again this year.
Same again.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, I don't really care. It's it's a good time to do it. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good round of
pretty good average.
numbers there.
Yeah.
Pretty good average right there.
Yeah, over 4 all the way,
Yep.
and then a perfect 5.
Yeah, I knew Master was going 5.
How could I not?
I knew Master was going 5.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I struggled with it. I was like, I'm almost at a 5 on it, but there's
Yeah.
just a couple things.
It's close.
It's so close.
Yeah.
It is so close. But it is an absolute fucking rip fun time to watch.
Yes,
I might just end this episode with the party song instead of doing whatever we normally do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but you got to see it the proper way because you got to see it in the theater.
I got to see it in the
I'm
theater.
so jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, first time.
So everybody laughing along and the whole,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, it was a fucking great time. Thank you, Mike, for that, by the way. I know
Thank you, Larry.
You and
Scary Larry.
Scary Larry.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Connecticut Cult Classics.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, you guys have had a great run over there.
Don't say that. We're not dead yet. But
No, you're not dead yet. A formal complaint to
You're
Larry.
in the middle of a great run.
yeah,
Formal complaint to Larry, by the way. I still haven't gotten my shirts yet. And Larry told me today that I'm the only one that has not gotten his shirts yet. My shirts are somewhere in Massachusetts. So if you're listening to this, Larry, find my fucking shirts. Master, tell him where to find us and get us the fuck out of here.
Any of your podcatchers on YouTube, The Pint of Pop Culture Podcast, on Instagram, at The Pint Pop. And you can still be a Patreon Pint Insider at www.patreon.com/The Pint. It's not a bad question, Bert.
See ya.
It's over, Johnny. It's over! Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off!